Hey, sing the best damn song in the land. Right here, right now, let everybody in North Carolina hear. 1, 2, 3. We're New Hampshire born and we're New Hampshire bred. When we die, we'll be New Hampshire dead. So it's rah-rah, New Hampshire. Rah-rah, New Hampshire. Ride at the Granite State.
When you talk about UNH football, right, I really think that there's three things that sets us apart from a coach's standpoint. And it's grit, it's brotherhood, and it's attention to detail. And first thing I speak on is the grit perspective, right? And this is something else that goes unsaid here. So when I first got here and we first started spring ball, I thought it was absolutely bizarre that we practice every single morning at 5:30.
Yeah, grit. It's a mental and physical toughness. It's a relentless mindset that's enduring over anything that comes in our way, any obstacle. We feed off adversity. It's us understanding that our passion, our love for one another, our love for the brotherhood far outweighs any of the short-term pain that we go through, right? So our passion and our ability to persevere in the face of adversity, I think that's what grit means to me.
Grit, man, is probably the main philosophy at UNH, man, because it's cold. It's tough there, man. It's an older school. There's not nice things there, man. But at the same time, man, you go through hell and back from practices, meetings, the weather. There's so much factors that makes a man out of you.
Right, and, I think for this program, right, like some of the bells and whistles would be great. Like it'll be nice. Players will love it. But I think for you all, like it truly brings in some of that brotherhood and what we talk about, right? Like, would it be lovely here to have a training table and you guys can all have breakfast? Yeah, but it's pretty cool, the brotherhood, if you guys all get here 15 minutes early and making bagels together, right? And now you have some of the best moments you guys have because you're forced to be in that locker room.
But a lot of guys don't even know about grit at these big time schools because, once again, we don't get much. We're probably the least funded state school in America. And it's not like we care. I mean, at the end of the day, we were just these blue-collar kids from these small towns that many of these kids don't even have aspirations to go to the NFL. They just love playing the game, and that's what made this place such a special school.
But I think, I think the beauty in having less sometimes, and kind of being on both ends of it, being in the Big 12, and you have the indoor, you have your own training facility, everyone has a meeting room, right? I think the beauty sometimes in having less is figuring out how to do more, right? And I think something that New Hampshire has mastered is like, how do we do more with what we have?
Whoever shows up every single day, day in and day out, works the hardest, is prepared the most, and adds the most value. Those are going to be the guys that are going to be, it's going to be reciprocal and you're going to get the reps. Nothing was ever handed to anybody here. The coaching staff never played any favors. If, favorites, it was always the guys who worked hard, who did what they were supposed to, who were accountable on a daily basis that took advantage and got those reps. So
it was never a kid late to spring practice. Didn't matter if it was below freezing temperature outside and people had to walk or take their scooters or it didn't matter. You guys just found a way just to get here.
And you have to be mentally tough. You have to show up every single day and give your best. Nothing's going to be given to you in this program. Everything has to be earned. And
that to me is an ultimate thing of grit. Like people say grit is this hard thing. And then grit to me is just, can you do the same thing over and over consistently? And that's the hardest thing. Like anyone can wake up and go to the gym and go bang something out and feel great. But can you wake up every day, get to the gym every single day? Because that's truly when you start seeing marginal gains, is you being consistent. So from a grit perspective, you guys doing that every single day to me was okay, this team's a little bit different, right? Other places I've been, I can't say that's been the norm of kids being on time every single day, being locked in. That to me was, exceptional. The second part is just the brotherhood.
Having that culture and that brotherhood is unlike anything that anyone will ever experience. And what everyone says, after when you're done playing, you will never have that same feeling ever again because it's so hard to replicate a true brotherhood like in football. So
I think, I speak more from a D-line perspective, right? We have 18 guys in our room. And you have guys from literally every different avenue of background. You have guys from inner cities like Chicago and Newark, New Jersey. And you have guys from rural areas in New Hampshire, right? You have guys from all over. I think we probably have 8 states represented in one room, right? You got guys from Florida, right? But regardless of what your guys' upbringings are, or backgrounds, or maybe how different life circumstances have shaked out, like you put all you guys in one room, it's like you guys are brothers in life. So I think you guys being able to come together and do that, to me, was exceptional.
Brotherhood for me is it's an environment that you work day in and day out to cultivate, that holds everybody to a super high standard. I think it's something where when you are player-led, when you come from within, and the guys can be the ones that, whether it's the juniors and seniors that have been here, they understand the expectations. They're your hardest workers. That's going to permeate through the young guys. That's what I think brotherhood means. It's a level of accountability, of trust, of family, of an environment where everyone is making each other better. Like iron sharpens iron every single day. It's accountability. It's making sure that I'm going to make you the best version of yourself. I'm going to hold you to that standard, and I expect you to do it for me.
I mean, I've never been more close to a team. I mean, I've gone back now, my second year in the NFL, every bye week so far, I've gone back and see the boys play, and they haven't skipped a beat. I mean, I see all my boys from my first year to my 5th year, guys I still talk to every single day. Like, it's so crazy. I guarantee you go to any other school, and the bond that was created there, and that will last a lifetime too, is unlike any other school.
I think the brotherhood you guys had and kind of leaning on each other, like you're a good example of that. You come down to practice, like a lot of it's you guys coaching each other up. It's like, hey, I saw you did this, like change your step and go do this.
Like you kind of bond with those guys very early on, because like there's no other option, because you're going through hell every single day with them. So when everybody comes to school late August, we've already kind of created a bond with the full team for a full month. So like now you are already kind of set with your friends and teammates. And when college started, man, it was like, you know what? It was just a blast.
And the last thing is attention to detail, right? And I think the ATD here starts early.
Attention to detail, baby. That's everything you do in life. I think details are the great separator in everything.
Right, like once again, New Hampshire, first got the job here, don't know anyone, barely know the D-line room. And the first thing I'm like is, hey, you're in charge of Team India. I'm like, what is Team India? Who is these guys, right? I jump into a group chat with 18 guys on the team from all different positions, and every single morning, the first thing I wake up to is a breakfast text message. And I'm like, yo, you guys are texting me more than my mom. Like, you just don't get it, right? But it's like, okay, like attention to detail is something that is drilled in here from making sure you're sitting your position coach breakfast.
Whether it's playing football, whether it's having a certain job, whatever our guys decide to do when they get older, there's going to be thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people across the country attempting to do the same thing. So their ability to look at the small minutia, the smallest details, to be present and intentful in whatever they're doing, that's what's going to separate them.
ATD was probably my biggest area that I had to work on, especially as a young kid, man. Like, details are so important in the game of football, because one small mistake might be a crucial impact for the whole game.
Like ATD for me is something that has been drilled in to this program since the first day I got here, and I think that shows up, on Saturdays in the games, and it honestly is you guys just being, great citizens in the community and in the classroom.
Some of the things that I felt like that we needed to instill in our players when our staff took over in 22, I think first and foremost, the biggest thing, we wanted to make sure that we were keeping the guys accountable. And from that, meaning, like, I wanted to be a player's coach, I wanted to be relatable, I wanted to be someone that was really developed a foundation of trust, and it was based on relationships, but also that the standards of this program are extremely high, and there's one way to do it, and it's the UNH way, and it's full speed, it's max effort. So just letting those guys know that I'm always here for them, as a person first, And anything that we do in terms of coaching them hard and giving them tough love, it's because we want the most from them. And I think I learned that from Coach Matt.
There's so much crucial details in the game of football, but also in life too, that we were instilled with from mat drills where you had to touch a cone a certain way and do a certain movement the whole time, and knowing that it's such a simple thing and getting so pissed off at like knowing like, damn, like that's why they're getting pissed off at me, is because I didn't touch the bottom of the cone while I touched the top of the cone, and they're screaming in your face and saying and making you do push-ups and sit-ups and all that crazy stuff. It's such a crucial part of life, man, is attention to detail, and just in your day-to-day life, knowing the small details of every single thing is so important.
No, just going back to just more just about being a New Hampshire man, right? That's kind of the slogan and the phrase here, right?
For me, the first thing that comes to mind is just how physically tough and hard the actual rock of granite is. It's unbreakable. It's our competitive spirit. It's our will to win. It's a mindset that we have that embodies being physically tough. And when we play a game as New Hampshire men, our goal every single week is to impose our will on who we're going against.
I have a quote that I used to always use. It's like, no BCDE, right? And the B, I can't say what it is, but it's that word: complaining, defending, and excusing. And you guys never had BCDE about anything that you guys may have less of. It's just like, okay, we have this is what it is, but how do we do more? And I think that's truly what kind of makes a true New Hampshire man, and why this program has been so successful over the past 20 years.
I just think UNH football is one of the most special places in the country. I'm just so fortunate and humbled to be the head coach, standing here doing this interview for you. It's guys like you, guys like all the student athletes that I've either played with, had the ability to coach, why this place is so much fun to show up every single day. And it's a joy, man. I'm blessed. It's the greatest job in the world. I wouldn't trade it for anything. And I love you guys.